competitive weights in the UFC right now. Many fighters storm the top 15 and only the best can get there. A fighter has appeared among them who is struggling to climb to the top, but top fighters bypass him, and fighters outside the rating do not want to spoil the record. Umar Nurmagomedov is the brother of the famous Khabib, and he follows his path to the championship belt. Umar is not only a great wrestler, but also very good at striking. He's one of the most versatile fighters in the league, and he's seriously focused on making his way towards his goal. Today, we are going to present you the brightest performances of the fighter to introduce you to him better. Make yourself comfortable and let's get started. In November 2019, the last fight of the Dagestani took place right before entering the strongest league. At the Gorilla FC 20 tournament, Nurmagomedov met with the Argentinian fighter Brian Gonzalez in a duel for the championship belt of this league. At the time of the fight, today's hero had a series of 11 victories, which were won in good organizations, some in strong Russian organizations and others in the PFL. The new opponent was a nondescript 2-0 record, but he was still given the opportunity to show himself. It's time for a duel. Umar began to put pressure on the opponent with an abundance of kicks on all floors. His kicks were so fast and accurate. Brian could neither approach nor strike back as he was instantly met with the blow. When the opponent nevertheless decided to strike, it was instantly used, and Umar made the transfer of the opponent to the canvas. He controlled the enemy for a long time and delivered blows. He tried to get out of the trap by all means, and at one moment turned his back to Umar, but made a fatal mistake and eventually gave his neck to the choke. Nurmagomedov tied his hands around the enemy's neck and forced him to surrender. Championship belt of the local organization, 12 wins in a row, and the road to the UFC. Will interrupt their winning streak. First league win for Umar and over a pretty tough opponent. After his first league win, Umar underwent knee surgery and was out of action for 6 months. He recovered and was ready to return in early 2022 at a tournament in London against Jack Shore. The fight was already scheduled, but the league canceled it and gave Shore as an opponent to another Russian fighter, Timur Valiev. Umar got a fight against Brian Kelleher, pretty strong and experienced opponent for Umar. The fight took place in the featherweight division at the UFC 272 tournament. After the previous performance, the audience realized what their dog. The league gradually began to raise the level of the fighter's opponents and decided to give him a fighter with an overall record of 16-1 at that time, and a 3-0 record in the UFC get into the top 15 after another victory. But he got a Dagestani genius as an opponent. Although he had good skills in every aspect, the odds the bookmakers did not inspire any confidence in him. The fight was 74 punches from today's hero versus 2 from the opponent. After the victory, Umar flew into the top 15 of the ranking and waited for opponents from higher places. The Dagestani tried to be active in social networks and challenged good fighters who could resist, but no one agreed. In this regard, it was decided to take the fight against the dangerous Brazilian fighter, Raoni Barcelos, an extremely strong fighter who knows both BJJ at a good level as well as striking techniques and heavy punches. He had a hard time lately, but he once went on a good 5-win streak in the league and defeated a strong namesake of today's hero, said Nurmagomedov. By the time of the fight, Umar was already on the 11th line due to the displacement of other fighters in the top, and also was traditionally a huge favorite. But what happened in the fight itself, for the first time in the UFC, although the blow was not strong, but due to surprise, he fulfilled the task. The 4th victory in a row from Umar and a great fighter in the portfolio of beaten opponents. Umar Nurmagomedov is very different from his cousin. He is a basic striker who studied wrestling disciplines from scratch and through blood was able to become better than his opponents in this aspect. His striking is top-notch and his wrestling crushes every opponent. This guy is the future of the Bantamweight division, and we highly recommend keeping an eye on this guy. This is where the video comes to an end. Write in the comments your opinion and the fighters you would like to see a video about. Make sure to leave a like and be sure to subscribe to the channel. MMA Rocket was with you. Bye everyone.